the game on set in Dallas. We were able to steal LaChina Robinson away. She is an award-winning analyst and the co-founder of Rising Media Stars. And that's what I want to start with today because I'm so excited about that program. You're here in Dallas, yes, to watch the great games, the great players, but also because you have a new partnership with NCAA. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, thank you. So Rising Media Stars is a nonprofit that I started back in 2018 with our co-founder, Kevin Nixon. And basically our goal was try to diversify the face of sports broadcasting, in particular by adding more women of color in front of the camera. So our program is a year-long program for 5 young women. We select 5 new participants every year. And we basically prepare them for this life that I've been living in my career. So all aspects of sports broadcasting, we give them in the field experience, networking, education, really teaching them the nuts and bolts, as you know, that are so important when you want to have a successful career in this field.
And why is it so important for them to be here in this type of environment? What are you hoping that they learn and grow from being here?
Well, there's a number of things. Number one is I love to see women covering women's sports. I love to see black women covering women's sports. And so this is where I got my start in women's basketball. I actually was an NCAA.com reporter in my early years. So I love this sport, and I think this is a great place with all of the wonderful role models that they come across in broadcasting. The players on the court, the coaches, the administrators that really wrap their arms around women's basketball. So I know that even when they're not getting their practice reps on the camera and telling great stories of these athletes, they are surrounded by people that will have a positive impact on their careers.
Yeah, well, I know that we are both black women in this media space, and I know that Rising Media Stars has an emphasis on women of color. Why is it so important to show them that their voices are important?
It's important because who else is going to amplify and value us if we don't? And I think a lot about the women on the court that look like us, predominantly black, the WNBA, obviously watching college basketball. And if we're going to tell our stories, we need people that look like them, that can identify with various aspects of who they are, because we know the game is so much more than just what happens between the lines. It's the storytelling of our lives and who we are and what we represent. So, as a black woman, I want to make sure that we know that we are a part of this, even though we may not see ourselves represented the way we should in the greater society. We can bring our own chair to the table. And I'm bringing 20 chairs to the table with me and every young woman that has come through our program, trying to make sure that they have the opportunity to do what they love.
How can people learn more and apply? Give us all the details.
Yeah, so we are at risingmediastars.org. We are also on Instagram at Rising Media Stars and on Twitter at Rising M Stars. So you can find us in any of those places.
Amazing. Well, okay, let's get into how you are an analyst for both the WNBA and women's college basketball. What makes it so special about calling women's college athletes? Because I feel like they're right at the precipice of their stardom, so what makes that so special?
You get to watch the journey unfold. You kind of watch the progression, not just of this player who's expanding their skills and becoming a leader, using their voice and dominating between the lines, but you're also watching a life transition into finding their voice and using their platform and all the other things that we see young women athletes in particular learning to do through sport. And every time a woman puts on a jersey or steps on a basketball court, they're a role model. So you think about the young girls that will be impacted by that experience, by living in a community where there's college athletics, where they can watch these women who are like superheroes to them and really be close to them. Because it's one thing to have that fleeting example from afar, but I think when you can really reach out and touch and it's tangible, and that's what a lot of college and university communities get to take advantage of.